Hi, my name is Tony Van Veen, CEO of Discmakers. Welcome to the 5th video in Discmakers series about music copyrights and royalties. If you haven't seen the previous videos, click the link in the description below this video window to start with the first one. I highly recommend it. Today I'm going to be discussing performance royalties, the PROs like ASCAP and BMI and SESAC who collect them, and why you are probably not getting all you deserve. Performance royalties are another royalty you're entitled to if you own the composition or the publishing to your song. So, what use of my music generates a performance royalty? Well, a performance royalty is owed to the songwriter or publisher of a particular song whenever the composition is broadcast or performed in public. This includes performance in public venues. These could be live concerts at bars and arenas, but it could also be music played over the speaker system at a restaurant or a gym or a dentist's office. It includes plays on radio, terrestrial, internet, and satellite radio pay royalties. It includes use on network and cable TV, in movies, commercials, and games. And it includes plays on online music streaming services like Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon. So how do performance royalties work? When a public venue or a restaurant uses music to create the right ambiance, they're benefiting from those songs. They have to pay for that benefit, and that payment turns into a performance royalty somehow. However, those venues don't necessarily know what is playing, nor who the songwriter or the publisher are. So how are they going to pay? This is where the Performance Rights Organizations, or PROs, come in. You know them, ASCAP, BMI, and SESAC are the most prominent ones, but there are others, including the new and indie-friendly All-Track. These PROs charge the venues a sort of subscription fee on a regular basis that differs based on the size of the venue. And then the PROs somehow figure out whose music is played and which songwriters and publishers are owed royalties. So how do I, as a songwriter, collect performance royalties? Well, you need to be the songwriter or publisher to begin with. And then you'll need to affiliate with the PRO, such as ASCAP or BMI, if you're in the US. If you're outside the USA, you need to register with the PRO in your country. So I just need to become a member of a PRO to collect all my performance royalties? No. For starters, just being an ASCAP or BMI member doesn't allow you to be identified as the owner of the song. So you also need to register every composition that you own with your PRO. Okay, but how do the PROs know when and where my music is played? Well, there is the rub. Turns out a significant amount of the royalty calculations by the big PROs involves extrapolating and estimating. In other words, guessing. I mean, how would they know what music gets played in every bar and restaurant and dentist's office in the country? They don't. They get cue sheets from radio, they get data from streaming services, they do census surveys of the top venues, and then some sample surveys for medium-sized venues and smaller venues. But it seems like much of their royalty calculations are based on estimates from the data they get from larger venues. In other words, an educated guess. So if they don't know, how do they pay accurately? Well, the PROs won't like it when I say it like this, but they can't possibly pay accurately. For starters, they estimate royalties based on market share, which means that the most prolific and popular songwriters will always get credited with plays that they probably didn't deserve. And the small indie songwriter, even those who are duly registered with the PRO, are much less likely to be credited with any market share-based plays. The little guy gets the short end of the stick again. And then there's significant royalties owed to songwriters who are either unaffiliated or who the PROs just cannot identify to pay. And so those can't get tracked, and those royalties will ultimately get distributed to the big guys. So how do I make sure I get paid all I'm owed? You know, the funny thing with the inner workings of the big PROs is that you never really know if you're getting all that you're owed. Global royalty collections, for starters, take a long time. Plays in every country have to be tracked and collected and reported to that country's PRO, who has then agreement with the PRO in your country to remit the funds. This all takes time. And we don't know exactly how those funds are all tracked. They don't know how they're all estimated or assigned to any one songwriter or publisher. And as a little guy, you're pretty much guaranteed that your music is going to get underreported. There is, however, one thing that you can do to get some guaranteed payments from your PRO. You can submit your set list to them for every gig you play. Both ASCAP and BMI have a process where you can submit your set lists of your performances plus some venue data and you'll get paid. ASCAP's program is called ASCAP On Stage. BMI's is called BMI Live. You can Google them for more information, or you can access them through your PRO's member portal. It takes a bit of discipline to do it, but it results in guaranteed royalty payments. So, do I need to start a publishing company to collect my public performance royalties? Well, yes and no. It's important to know that BMI among the PROs splits its performance royalties 50-50 between the writer and the publisher. As the writer, you can only collect 50% of the available royalty. You need a publishing company to collect your publishing share. ASCAP allows you to collect 100% of the royalty as the songwriter. Now, if you don't have a publishing company, there is a relatively easy workaround. In my last video about mechanical royalties, I discussed the concept of a publishing administrator. This is a company who, for a minor fee, collects your publishing royalties for you while you retain all your rights. So, for example, if you distribute your music via CD Baby's CD Baby Pro service, CD Baby will do it all for you. They'll affiliate you with the PRO, they'll register your songs with the PRO, and they will function as the publishing administrator for your songs, allowing you to collect both the writer and the publisher share for any public performances of your music. Easy peasy. So, in summary, to maximize your performance royalty payments, you have to join a PRO, you have to register your songs with them, you have to submit your concerts to them, and you should distribute your music by using the publishing administration service of your favorite digital distributor. And that's it. Tune in again next time when I'll be discussing one of the most misunderstood and perhaps under-collected royalties of all, the neighboring rights royalty. See you then.